As Hillary Clinton ramps up her message against Donald Trump, President Obama and Trump also taking their sparring to new heights. As Mr. Obama starts actively campaigning to make sure he is succeeded by a Democrat. Watch.
The Republican nominee for president has already said he'd dismantle all these rules that we passed. That is crazy.
If he campaigns, and I think he wants to, because he wants to keep this terrible agenda going where everybody is ripping us, where the world is ripping us off.
In today's economy, we can't put up walls around America. We're not going to round up 11 million people.
This is a president who doesn't have a clue. And this president now is very interesting because he's going to start campaigning. Well, if he campaigns, that means I'm allowed to hit him just like I hit Bill Clinton, I guess, right?
But don't think that actually this agenda is going to help you. It's not designed to help you.
He's a total lightweight, and now he's going to be campaigning. And you know what? He shouldn't campaign. He should go out and do the job that he's supposed to be doing.
Joining me now, Dr. Charles Krauthammer. He's a Fox News contributor and author of the bestseller, Things That Matter. Charles, good to see you. Wow. I mean, when you see it like that, it underscores both of their gifts in a way, does it not?
Well, I do think it's advantage to the Democrats, simply because if you've been in office for 7.5 years, you necessarily have the aura of being presidential. You can't help it. Now, some presidents are so unpopular because of their policies that campaigning doesn't help, but Obama has just gone over the 50% mark. So I do think it helps whoever is running on the Democratic side. And the other thing is that it scatters Trump's fire. It's easier just to concentrate on Hillary. If you have to concentrate also on Obama, it makes it a little more difficult. Trump is ready for the fight. He relishes the fight. And it's one that, interestingly enough, the Republicans really didn't do in the primary season. Normally in those debates, you go after the incumbent. Everybody piles on. But instead, they went after each other in a kind of a circular firing squad. And Obama really escaped almost unscathed from, I think it was 11 debates. His name hardly ever came up. Well, now it's going to be up, and it's going to be quite a challenge. It's one thing to shoot downwards, but when you're a challenger and you're shooting upwards at a president who at least right now is reasonably popular, it's going to be tough.
And you wonder what Donald Trump's going to do with President Obama, because there's a lot of fodder there in terms of his policies that he's pushed through over the past 7.5 years. But Trump likes to come after you personally. You know, Little Marco, Lion Ted, Low Energy Jeb. And, you know, is that going to work on the President of the United States?
No, and it would be a big mistake. First of all, in general, it doesn't, because there is this aura. People respect the office. And with Obama, there's a peculiar phenomenon. If you go back over the 8 years of his presidency, there's a lot more antipathy to his policies than to the man. If you look at the personal popularity, it was generally, even in the worst days with Obamacare and the bad economy and people being down on what he was doing, there was always a sense that he was an okay guy. At least that's what you saw in the polls. I think it would be a mistake to go after someone who, A, is reasonably popular and attractive in that sense. I mean, he was charismatic in 2008. He's no longer charismatic, but he retains a kind of a goodwill towards his persona, and I think who necessarily carries the aura of the office. So you got to be real careful to go after him. It's one thing to go after Hillary, who's rather unpopular. It shows up in all of the polls. Will be a different proposition to go after Obama.
Yeah, Trump obviously already did that a couple years ago, where he suggested Barack Obama was not born in the United States and may be Muslim and so on. He's abandoned that so far in his presidential run, but we'll see if they get into it, whether that comes back up. You made news by suggesting you are open-minded now to voting for Donald Trump after everything he has said about you. And I realize it's not about you, but you have not been a Trump fan. So how did you get to this point?
I'm always open-minded. I have said on Fox, I've said it elsewhere, that I can't see how I could ever vote for Donald Trump. I'm not proselytizing. I respect my colleagues who think otherwise, that it's the lesser of the two evils. But I was, trained as a physician. I'm open to empirical evidence. You make me the case, I am open-minded. But right now, I would have no choice but to refrain from pulling the lever for him.
Charles, always a pleasure, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you.